and the follow-up will be intense.
Only thing this comp misses is a Galio. That's all. Of course, if you actually go for that, BDD going to be stuck on a champion with a lack of AP damage. So I'm really happy to see BDD Sinner. I think it's an incredible champion that he pilots very well. Gives him a lot more agency than the Zoe did. And oh, Rascal, you scoundrel.
You rascal.
You rascal. Not going for the Ignite, which I think might have been overkill, but is going for the Only Stone Camille.
Yeah, he did.
Oh.
I didn't want to say anything, but you know.
But I know
Chronicler
it
came
has
out.
to be done.
Yeah.
It has to be done. We need to hold our players accountable, no matter how much we appreciate their clean game players. Faker standing in fog, looking for a possible dive, but with a lack of vision available is a bit of a risk. Mininar now. Also there as oh,
here we go. TP's coming in. This is BDD, and Kana's in so much trouble. Nice flash, though. That might be enough to get him away. Nope, not quite. As now Faker's like, wait, what's happening? I'm a little bit late to the party here. Trying to get that damage on the Rascal. The bounce is not quite enough. Another teleport's coming in from Keria. As you mentioned earlier, the Unsealed Spellbook. Keria trying to make this happen as he blocks the hook shot. And the stun will be dodged as well by Faker. And that's going to be the turnaround here as Faker picks up a kill. And now Owner with the red buff. He's level 6, misses the spear. One more auto could do it, and he will be able to pick up the kill. How about on the bottom side now? We're getting in the face of Teddy, who's all alone. And a 2-on-1 as Ruler's just chomping up the plate.
Oh, so much action across the entirety of the map. And you haven't said, hey, this is not feeling bloodthirsty, as mayhem ensues on Summoner's Rift. And in the long run, I do think that it's a slightly favorable trade for GenG, but I gotta give credit to Keria. That was, we say jokingly, don't be surprised if the Braum teleports.
Dude.
But then not only does he teleport, save Faker from a play that looks certainly doomed, but then flash cancels the hook shot as Rascal tries to desperately get away. And I think it might have been worth, especially if you consider this pickup, if not for the fact that Ruler got, I think it was 3 plates there?
Yeah.
So...
maybe 2 more?
Yeah, no, I don't know if he already had...
He had the first one, yeah.
Yeah, so it's yeah, that's not good. As here we do see some of the power that's available, and what the exact reason why you have to really respect. Nice flash from Kana, I think he plays this as well as can reasonably expect, but honestly, shouldn't be that far up, already got the bounce on the wave. It's understandable though with Faker coming in, and this is just the Unsealed Spellbook value, right? And it's just, I love it. Love that they go for it. Really nice flash again by Keria. Faker also really nice sidestep on the scatter so he doesn't get hit. Owner goes for the punish. The one downside of this, obviously, is that Life finds a hook, which I'm sure we'll get the replay as well of that. Finds Teddy, says, hello, how are you doing? Goodbye. No, doesn't even do it. Just play it, blowing him up.
He was also caught by the...
Afraid that, like, Ruler is just gonna go full Ruler and, like, I want this turret is mine. I need it. And it's just gonna push relentlessly. They don't really have the vision to back this up, so maybe possibility for a flank clit. Oh, does get spotted there.
Yeah.
Faker's coming.
And here we go. Could turn into a 3-on-2 in just a moment's time. The poke is coming out. They're trying to deny this Shelly from getting a lot of damage done, and they smite it down! See you later! Shelly does nothing! And Kana and Owner are not able to actually make it happen. And now, we're trying to get on top of Kana here. Faker is in position. Nice try at the flash. The Cataclysm comes in, and Clid is able to unlock it there, but Rascal gets rocketed in the face. Now he's trying to turn it onto Kana, but it's a little bit too little too late with the Hextech ultimatum. T1 at least able to pick up a couple of kills in the trade.
Slightly disjointed there. Really nice cancel on the Heralds. But unfortunately for GenG, don't play out the fight as cleanly as possible. If BDD is there, immediately when Clid finds that knock-up, you can probably capitalize. But instead, it's T1 getting the better end of the topside trade. Is what? They really don't want them to get this turret, okay?
Yeah.
A little bit over-eager there. That should not be the biggest of issues. The real problem is that while all of this is happening, with all this attention on topside, Rascal is actually losing so much fun because he's getting continuously bullied by Owner. And yeah, if BDD is already here and this knockup gets hit,
yeah, he gets Owner, but
yeah, that's Owner dead, right? And now Owner does still die, but you need to invest so much more. Without this rocket, also, I think that Rascal has a chance of killing Kana before he actually dies.
Yeah, but nice.
I hit him. Nice.
Good assist from Teddy. Is it worth?
What? Oh no. Not like this, Faker. He's 2-0-1. He's having a great time so far. The roams to the top lane have Crescendo Aphelios things here in this game.
Oh, okay. Ruler's done. Ruler's not having fun. He wasn't happy with how the last 2 games have gone. And despite the fact that the man went for a Vamp Scepter, look at what he just thinks, Veldis. That's a Guild Force.
Full Guild Force.
Oh yeah. Guild Force Aphelios coming in hot. Considering how fed he is, I don't personally mind it as much. Do you think it's a scary thing to play? But as I was saying earlier, I do think that this continuous attention on top side from T1 between Faker and Ona does mean that as now T1's going to trade back, so it's still going to feel very good about the overall goal total, so as Teddy will be able to easily catch up. I say as Ruler's probably just going to get this. Yeah, he's just going to
And it's only an R, by the way. It's 3-on-1 here. So T1 need more help up on the top side of the map.
Well, imagine if you had teleport available. That'd be great.
Yeah, you would love to have that summoner.
Yeah.
And T1 are like, yeah, we're gonna get this bottom turret. Uh-oh.
Not again.
Not again. Okay, this one will work. The Aphelios a little bit better at getting that damage done. Nice rocket, though. We got a fight up on the top side. Carriot's going to get caught out, and Rascal is going to get flashed on and killed alone down on the bottom side. Oh, man. Trying desperately to keep that turret alive, I guess, and he just gets taken down.
And while it's a win on the top side, it's so many cross-map plays in this game, Veldis, where you feel like one team gets the edge, and then someone dies across the other end of the map. In this case, Teddy gets a kill. Picks up a turret as well. And it's a rough series for Rascal. That teleport did work out, so we're kind of feeling good. But then Teddy has the zap, has the ultimate ready as, yeah, T1. They know. As it did again, BDD scatter. Late exhaust doesn't actually provide anything. Do need to respect. And yeah, Teddy, it's chompers into zap. Into ults, and then I assume Rascal tries and go for a... Oh, he actually does find the sweep, but it's Guild Force. Nice.
Guild Force Gaming.
Yep. Tries to heal, doesn't actually work.
Otherwise known as GG. That's what Teddy was flashing in his face.
I like it. hadn't even thought of that one. And yeah, real bottom line, no clue who's actually benefiting the most with it. Both the teams have incredible scaling available to them, and with how it's going right now, I think you're a little bit happier when you're T1. As GenG, yeah, there's a lot of gold on Ruler available, and BDD is also monstrously fed, but BDD's influence is going to be somewhat neutered by Carrier's power. Yeah, there we go. Man, this is how this series is feeling as well. Outside of game 1, which was a fairly one-sided affair where GenG just won early and took over, it has been very up and down consistently in this game. And the one thing that I think is going to be the big question mark for me is when does Rascal, and if Rascal comes online? It's Camille, so it's more of a question of when than if, because the champion just scales so insanely well once the 2-3 item spikes are hit. But with how far behind he is, it's not the greatest of spots. The big saving grace here is that while Kana has 30 CS up, when you saw the gold difference, it was only like 200 gold. So in terms of side laning pressure, Kana actually not that far ahead. And then I think as we get later into the game, Rascal should still feel fine. But man, Valdez.
Like it's cool to see that both of these teams, I feel like, have handled it pretty well. Because when you go over internationally, you have to deal with this kind of play, which you might not always see in the LCK because everybody's very much entrenched in, you know, macro plays and rotations and setting up vision and moving as a team, whereas other regions don't necessarily play in that same style.
No, I agree. And the nice thing about this is it set us up with two teams that are very even, with both compositions having a lot of scaling elements. As BDD...
This guy is insane. Oh. By the way, that was Flash, burned by Faker, and BDD just phase rush, laughs his way to the bank.
I need to see a replay of that. Oh, the cleanse!
How about another?
With the cleanse! He has it!
He has cleanse, of course. He's like, you know who's best in this game is BDD. BDD has the flash because he almost got zap rocketed in the face now. What is going on in this game? Life trying to frontline now with some hooks. Moonlight Vigil doesn't get much damage done. Carry able to block a lot of that damage. Clid Not able to do much here. Rascal as well on the backside trying to find an entry point. Can't quite do it. And T1 now in a good position in this mid lane. They got a lot of the enemies down to very low health. BDD does have teleport, but...
Yeah, teleport coming in. And don't forget, Magana is down. No Jinx ult available.
They're going to lose their turret, but they can fight over this one. And yeah, that was very aggressive. I mean, it's Camille with hookshot available.
Now you got to peace out.
Yeah, I mean, now you're low. BDD's got blue buff and full health.
You know what the best? This was only over a Cloud Drake.
Yeah.
And a turret, admittedly. But still, loving that our teams are not just giving up objectives. They are actually going distance, as we will have, for the first time in this series, a different soul than the Cloud Atlas.
Thank you, Atlas, for allowing that, you know.
It's really nice.
He didn't want us to get a little bit too bored with the souls. He still got the one Drake in, but not the soul.
Varieties is the spice of life.
There you go.
As Kana just gonna not walk up into fog against the amount of death that GenG have available for him, and yeah, I'm loving it. We do see that T1, when they can actually set up shop in mid lane, are definitely the one with the range advantage, right? Especially when carry has Unbreakable available, it's really hard for BDD to get a lot more done. And GenG's comp, while they have some great tools to actually commit, once they're in, they're in. There's not that much non-committal poke for them outside of BDD specifically. So both Clit and Rascal, Ruler and Life all need to be on exactly the same page when they go in. Whereas T1, you can throw some zaps, you can throw some spears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Jinx, it just feels so good into this because your Aphelios, even with the Thresh, he's not able to sit up in the lane. You just get poked away. It's RFC Jinx, and you hit him once, you get him with the zap, and he just has to run away. So for a lot of this game, the Jinx is going to get the better of that matchup.
Right, there's no way for Teddy to ever get out of that, and as long as you can mitigate the impact that the carrier is going to have, either by hooking him, making sure CCing him, forcing him to use Unbreakable early, you have the opportunity to actually get onto that backline. Outside of that though, as long as that flash is available, it's really hard for you. The Guild Force adds another layer of survivability. Teddy, gotta be not as easy to hit with a flag and drag. And Carrier has been very diligent in never leaving Teddy's side. And unlike Ruler, Teddy, not known for getting caught out in random places.
Yeah. In fact, he might be one of the best at, you know, we call him the Fountain Laser for a reason. Partially because he gets 6 items on Sivir and never dies and forces a 94-minute game.
Haha.
Besides that, the guy just never really gets caught out, and it's like he's his own turret, right? He like just sits back there, and yeah, you can attack the turret, but it never really dies unless you get a full committal and you actually get into that back line. So definitely agree with you there, Chronicler.
And the key thing for me, and this is something that GenG is going to have to overcome, is that GenG are known as a team that can get in their own head. They can get into a position, have a great situation, multiple win conditions, openings into around the Mega Gnar, and are able to mitigate Carrier's influence. They should be fine. Maybe go for an initial engage for some sums and then try again. But this is GenG we're talking about, and that is something that historically they've had a really rough time with. So GenG not only fighting against a composition that punishes a complete lack of activity on your end, because they outrange you fairly aggressively, but also into a comp that GenG themselves kind of fall into trap with sometimes.
Absolutely. And it's not really what we saw, you know, last best of 5 these two teams played. It was all about BDD. He got Syndra, and he kind of just solo carried. This time around feels a lot more even. It feels a lot more like a team effort
Liking this.
On both sides. And GenG kind of setting up a big concave around vision around the Baron, whereas T1 have position on this Drake. Both teams have a Drake, so even just the one Ocean is not big, but Kana at the same time is really the X factor. He's getting this damage onto this turret. It's going to force GenG to make a move onto the Baron. Let's see how they fight this one out here. Faker just going to get some vision on in there. The teleport immediately does come out, and GenG have to pull back.
And I think you're okay with this as GenG. If you can get some life back and just go back in. I don't know about that. I don't think you can go for this. And it's understandable because they don't have the vision, right? And there's the assumption that maybe T1 gonna go for a play on the Drake here. Instead, T1 say thank you, we have control of the wave. Just shove in, and then I'm gonna get both the inner turret as well as the Drake. And honestly, that's what I'm talking about. GenG, the only call that they at this time seem to be able to make with certainty is, let's try and go for Baron, but unlike last game, there's no feathers here to really easily allow you to take this Baron as quickly. And that's going to be the Drake. Nice play there from T1, not succumbing under pressure.
Definitely very nice map control. Clit is hanging around the bottom side. Nobody's even approaching. And the objective, of course, taken by T1 alongside of the inner turret. So they're going to be happy with that. Continuing on with this game. Both sides scaling up, as we do.
And one of... Oh, that's a good hook. Yeah. But not going to amount to more, as not enough CC available. And one thing that I think for Ruler is the downside of not having that shield board available is that once Teddy finds 1 or 2 autos, healing up is a lot harder. Carrier trying to get some vision. T1 moving in. And I haven't really talked about this yet because it's been T1 that has actually been kind of running GenG around. But when it comes to actually hard forcing, it's also kind of hard for T1 because the hard engage is fairly lackluster, right? You're looking at Kana finding a flank or making a big Gnar play, and that's
predictable.
Basically it. Yeah, it's very telegraphed. And that should still favor T1, so for them it's not nearly as big of a problem as it is for GenG, who will now take control back. And I think maybe we spoke too soon when we were talking about the lovely activity that we had around the map and how cool it was, that everything was full of action.
We cursed it!
We did.
There was so much room.
This is honestly on us.
Yeah, there was so much room for activities, and then both teams were like, you know what, this also means so much more room to get caught out of position. So let's both not make any mistakes. And nobody takes a risk. And here we are, 27 minutes in. We got all our kills in early. Those 9 kills happened in like the first 15 minutes, and then since then it's been a bit of a crawl.
If I'm not mistaken, Ruler also sold his Fam Scepter.
This is pretty interesting. Kana.
Yeah.
Or not Kana, Rascal.
Yeah.
Wrong top laner.
I wonder because when Rascal hits that second item, that's where I'd expect him to do a lot better. Looks like he's itemizing into maybe a Sterix now that he's had his Tiamat finished. As yet, now we see the damage coming through. So, because that's the point where traditionally you'd expect the Camille to really start pulling ahead. Once you get that second item, once you get way more points into your queue as well. And
what?
It could also be...
I mean...
I assume so, yeah.
At this point, maybe we should just get a replay of it, because nothing else is happening.
I mean, Jonas Strong would do it. Like, I can see him go for it.
Yeah, but as you mentioned, like, by the time we fight again...
No, it's going to be... It doesn't actually...
It's going to be up.
Yeah, it's...
And the enemy team doesn't know that it's down, which is another big thing.
Yeah.
Right? Like, if they think that Moonlight Vigil is up here, then T1 have to be more respectful.
Like, wait, what's that heal? And I'm pretty sure we should... Yeah, it's just carry. I'm guessing heal.
Okay. Australia's pretty good.
Cut Shirali, yes, but I think Glacial Fissure is more valuable. So I think it's a trade you'll take as GenG. Provided, again, that we do actually get action, which...
Oh! He missed the lantern, and he had to Gale Force. I'm getting excited. That's the most action we've had in 15 minutes.
It's been...
Good work, Ruler.
Oh, Clay will get spotted there.
Yeah. Oh!
Not yet. He's out of vision.
Oh!
Yeah, like, there's a turret there. That makes it a lot less exciting, actually.
I thought maybe he was going all the way around, like below the wolves.
Oh, BDD, kind of low. It's like 2 crits away from dying.
Here we go.
There they go again.
T1's right here, and they get vision, so they say, you guys can't just do this, right? We're going to stop you. No Glacial Fissure, and we do have potential flanks coming in, and GenG are just committing to it, and the center will pick it up here as they're all in the pit, but BDD trying to kite it out, but the Jinx, Teddy is still alive in the left side of this one, and down will go Ruler, and they're able to kite everybody down. Only Rascal will live with the buff.
And that's not worth because that's soul point for soul point T1. They're just charging it down mid, Valdez.
There's 30 seconds. I mean, it's 30 minutes into the game. I don't know if you can do this. They're going to give it a go, at least for the inhibitor. You can go inhibitor and back. That would be the safe play.
Oh, I assume that's what they're gonna do. But
Oh,
wait,
they're going. No, look at the positioning. Teddy's right here. He wants to hit the turret.
He's excited.
And 15 seconds. They're going to try to go for it, and I think they have the damage to do it here. The Baron buff minions, and no. Teddy will say no, not this time. We get the one turret, and they're probably going to get away with that and the Ocean Drake, you would have to imagine. Although, yeah, Teddy isn't running straight at it, and double teleport available on GenG.
Yeah, I don't know if they can go for Drake now.
I guess not.
So I like that initially, because I think that obviously it's worth it considering how many people they killed, but I'm fairly certain that now they're going to give up the sword point. It's not the worst, because it doesn't put GenG in a position where all of a sudden they have a huge Drake lead, where they have the pressure of a certain soul. And GenG should also be able to get some turrets, so in the end I think it will be an equalizing play, and it's probably not going to amount to anything at all. Is the unfortunate reality of the situation. Really nice exhaust onto Ruler here, who does find the ultimate, but it's honestly Teddy who gets so much done here. BDD not able to actually stay alive, and then obviously if you rise and you're a Gnar into a place where there's this much damage available, oh man, that gives it as well. Man's at the last second.
So clean.
Very cleanly played. Meanwhile, Faker and Kana just finding... That's a small gold lead. And I think GenG still not going to be very happy with how that play went. It's definitely a favorable trade for T1, but
for sure,
not a game-winning one just yet.
Yeah, they open up that mid lane to now where it's like they're on like, what would you call it? They're on like match point in the game, right? Not in the series. Yeah. It's like, okay, if GenG make one more mistake, they're going to lose, because then you have to push down mid. There's only one turret standing, and you just take it down. And they're looking to open up other avenues here. Moonlight Vigil misses. Scat of the Week also going to miss, but the amount of wave clear that they do have, and also Rascal is getting some Baron push going. Where is anybody?
That's Faker.
Okay. He gets over here to stop the inhibitor from going down, but there's no objective on the map. Somebody's got to be there to stop the push, right?
Rascal's still a Baron-empowered recall as well.
Yeah.
He's the only one having it left, but I'm loving that GenG is able to utilize it this way.
This is a deal too. I'm like, I don't know, you know, we could go into base race positioning if you give him any more room.
Yeah, it's now free item Camille as well. But what I'm seeing here from GenG still affirms to me that GenG, you got to get over this hurdle. Like, yes, the odds of you, if you go for a straight up engage, they might be slim and you might get out executed, but certain death awaits you if you don't do anything with this comp. Because like the range advantage for the T1 is just too big. Like you need to try and all in at the right time when you do see an opening, someone on T1 mispositions, because otherwise I think you're just going to get poked down, right? You're going to lose more and more objectives on the map. And I'm loving that T1 also very clearly recognizes that, and they're not giving any openings. Like they're just grouping as 5, right? There's no one in the side lane that can just randomly get picked off by a Camille. Can get baited into a 1v1.
One day.
Man with a
not today. That's for sure.
Oh no.
Definitely not today.
No, that's not happening.
And Rascal, he's becoming a bit of a problem. And take a look at this. They have BDD with teleport, and they say, let's get an inhibitor. But the damage you mentioned, it's here. Now Teddy's not on the Baron though. He's running bot. And when you're kind of sitting in the middle, not doing one of either thing...
You have double TP as well. So
yeah.
Like, both BDD and Rascal can immediately move away.
You're just giving BDD and Rascal free damage to the inhibitor for no trade.
I think that's Drake. Or that should be Drake, rather, with the tempo that GenG have can now walk towards bot side, but they don't want to give up the Baron. And now we have a 2v2 and a free going on.
Here we go. Mega coming in here as well. BDD has to go into the Zhonya's as we're trying to burst down Faker. He has to go in, and Kana is able to assassinate him. Faker with the Everfrost is going to keep Rascal at bay. Even Realm warping away from this one. The Baron is also going down. But who cares?
They have a wave.
They're pushing into their base. And they're pushing into the base right now. The Baron is here. The Baron and Called Recall will come out. Is it on time? Clay, he cancel! Oh, he can't cancel it. Jinx is back here. They're still trying to kill the turrets, but I don't know if they can. Ruler's got some room, but it's not enough room. He has to get away with the Gale Force, and the Nexus is up as he's running in, but now he's getting flashed on, and Teddy will take him down, and I think T1 just barely held on to this game.
That ought to be it. There's a Baron buff available. There's a wave.
They saw him.
Yeah, no, he can't pull the wave. They're riding this. He's gonna try
He
and
can hit
go.
the Nexus.
There's no net. There's nothing.
He can hit the Nexus.
No, someone's just gonna back, and
Come
it's not
on.
gonna work out.
BDD's back at the base.
Oh,
He's
there's a teleport!
He's TPing. Oh,
He's
man.
going for it.
They have the damage. The Baron and Cold Recall, though, is coming in. And let's see, we got some autos coming in. Braum has been a hero in this situation before, and it's not going to pay off. Flynn is desperate, and the desperation will not work. The Nexus still alive, but you do buy some time. And look at the wave. You buy some time for your other teammates to get up.
Faker can TP.
Oh,
But I don't think
man.
that's enough.
Rascal could TP.
There's no ward.
There's no ward. Okay,
Oh,
they
they
cleared the ward.
it, yeah.
That is so important.
Oh my god.
The Nexus has like 200 health. Maybe more than that. But it's still so close.
Well, no, that's
And the game isn't over because T1 couldn't end it because of that play.
60 such a hero play from Clid.
What a move.
Oh my
Look
god.
at the moves, look at the plays. Let's take a look here at the replay and see how it all starts.
Yeah, because I think mechanically this is very well set up by T1. Faker getting a really nice pick. Then also look at his Everfrost to deny the hook shot, because otherwise Faker dies here.
Yep.
And like nothing happens, and it's basically done so, right? But instead, Faker stays alive, and he's pivotal in actually, like, if Faker doesn't hit that Everfrost, I think they just end the game here.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's just over immediately, and this is where, as GenG, okay, that's gonna be it, you know? There is two turrets, because like this inhib turret I think would have been fine, but then he's like, oh, well, there's another turret there. That does go down, but then...
Blitz runs all the way from the Baron around.
It's the Croc Bros. They're doing it.
Oh, man. And, yeah, I mean, Braum's been pivotal in the past in situations like this. You put up the door and you deny autos.
Because it feels...
After game one and the beginning of game two, I have to admit I was worried. I thought maybe this would be a quick 3-0. That's not going to happen. And GenG know they have so much pressure on the bottom side that the enemy team T1 has to push it out. They have to commit control wards down there. They know there's no wards right now, but it gives potential pushing areas as...
What you were saying?
Yeah, welcome to wave clear, I guess.
Oh,
Runon's Rocket Jinx against Infernum.
Man.
Affiliate.
It's just... Are there two players that are more suited for this type of game than Ruler and Teddy? Because I don't think there are.
No, I don't think there are. Not in the LCK.
This is the comfort zone. You know, it's the... is this going to be one of those games where the next strike is going to go to GenG, and then we're going to get multiple Elders and multiple Barons, and it's going to end with like some kind of crazy...
64 minutes in.
Yeah. It's okay. I totally don't have a test. I want this to go to 5 games. I've committed. Let's make it happen.
Yeah.
Although I do imagine that losing this game in terms of best of 5 momentum is going to be monstrously crippling. Like if you lose this one, the amount of focus that's necessary that you've been maintaining for like 42 minutes at this point, the adrenaline that surges through your body when you go for that play on the bot side inhibitor and then the subsequent Nexus. Oh boy.
Yeah, these are not easy games to play. You may have had a taste of it if you've had a long game in a solo queue game that's gone, you know, very long. But I guarantee you that these are different stakes. This is a whole other level.
Hey, if someone's in their pro as well, there's status value as well. But without any jokes, this is not just for these teams, right? But like Nongshim is also watching this series with trembling, with fear in their hearts, knowing that if T1 win this, T1 guaranteed qualified for Worlds.
Yeah.
And then Nongshim, they are still only best of 5 away.
Poor BDD.
Oh, that's a deep collapse.
And Rascal seems to know. And he can, you know, try to go for some kind of flash with the ultimatum, but it's not going to be enough. He has GA. He's buying time. GenG, they're just going to run at the Baron and hope that that's enough. And there's no wave here currently, so T1 do actually have to move into the mid lane, it looks like. Try to escort this. They should know that the Baron is gone, though.
They're going to get sold. Wait, are they?
Hello?
The Drake is there!
Guys?
Oh, they must have,
Guys?
like, no. What I assume is they have no vision in bot side jungle. I assume that T1 thinks maybe they're running towards our Nexus, right? Because, like, there's no vision, your inhib is open, and even with the backdoor bonus, I imagine you're still going to be terrified. Do go for the Baron now, but I think that's the reason why, like, we don't immediately just see them go for that. Because imagine if you're T1 in that scenario, and you haven't channeled your back, and, like, the entirety of GenG flashes over the Nexus, over the wall.
The Teddy gank?
And now T1 a Baron, or a GenG rather have Baron, so you can't actually push into them. But I do think that the Soul is going to be much more valuable. Although at this point you can also argue that Soul doesn't really matter, because it's going to come down to, like, does GenG find the engage? And if they do, I don't think the Soul is going to provide a lot. As this has been a rough game for Rascal, fortunately the rest of his team is able to capitalize. Can still redeem himself.
BDD
one hook shot on Teddy.
Yeah. BDD is Flame Horizoned right now by Faker, and he's just been spending so much time the last 10 minutes down on the bottom side, trying to help push, trying to help split, and that means he only now hit level 18. He was behind on that as well, and it doesn't look like GenG want to fight this. They don't have any minions, and they are up against the Jinx. That's some really nice poke coming out of the Ruler, but you have an Italy as well, so immediately Teddy just autos a couple of times with his Bloodthirster and receives one heal, and he is back at full health. Either you engage, or Teddy lives and kills your whole team.
And that's what we're talking about. For GenG, the crippling fail, making the play and failing it is gonna feel worse. But I think the result will be the same if you don't do anything and just sit here. You can see with how much impunity T1 can just move up, especially now with, because you mentioned the heal, we see the Bloodthirster, there's also an Ocean Soul, right? So like there's so much sustain available from T1 that thing remotely resembling a shove, the entirety of T1 just rotates towards him.
Yeah.
Like, where are you?
All they have to do is move out of vision, and he has to respect it. I mean, he already got caught out down on the bottom side. And it's, again, it's not an easy game. GenG here with the Baron. They find Carria, and you know what? They're actually going to commit to it. Nice stopwatch, denying the hook. But at the end of the day, it is a stopwatch that does go down. Mega Death Rocket isn't really going to do too much at this point in time. The autos are going to be much bigger here from Teddy.
Yeah, ult for ult, and nothing happens, as per the current game plan for either team. Yeah, not that much to be done, unfortunately, as Carria baiting out that Glaze Official was nice, provides you with an opportunity to go for a more linear engage if you do want to go for that. Even then into Braum doesn't feel great, and GenG clearly not wanting to risk that. And
each team, but you'd like to be in a better position, I think, against Syndra and Aphelios. That's my read, at least. I feel like with the Braum and the Exhaust, he feels safe enough with his own cleanse.
Oh, he should.
If someone engaged upon him, he should be able to live. So the boots will actually give more value at the end of the day. As we're closing in on 50 minutes, we're almost there in this game. We're certainly going the distance here in game 3.
Feldas, at least it's not a one-sided series, okay?
That's true.
You could argue that there's no sides in this game, but it's not one-sided. Clid is a man on a mission. I don't know what the mission is quite yet.
There is a blue ward down there just south of him. And, I mean, Rascal isn't even on vision. And
he should be able to see the ward, though.
Yeah, I think from the corner of the brush.
I think he should be able.
You should be able to. And he's not there. He's up on the top side. So, don't know if he even saw it or what happened, because Jonah Strong, of course, is playing with our heads.
Pranking us. Oh my god, he's not spotted.
Yeah, he gets so. Oh, he's
still there.
He's still there. And with Baron about to come up.
Okay, but what would you rather have? And I think the answer is always Elder.
What about control wards, though? Like, is this position going to be more valuable than him going back and buying control wards?
I can't imagine.
Okay, like, this is assassinate the president. This is happening right now.
This has been set up for like what feels like a minute and a half now.
They don't have vision.
It's just gonna die.
The damage is gonna come in.
There he is.
And okay, here you are, the assassin. What do? You're trying to get the Gnar here. The damage isn't done. BDD goes down immediately. And the front line gets killed by the Gnar. As you see, Ruler's trying to kite it back, but he cannot. He's desperate here, but the Jinx is following up 100 years. Not quite there. As, oh man, only Rascal will survive, and I think that will be enough this time, finally, for T1 to push in.
And you see T1, they don't want to get cheesed, immediately send 2 people down towards the bot side. And yeah, okay, carry on, join. Doesn't matter, I can assure you, as Rascal...
Oh boy, he's gonna try. Can he get the 2-hit? Nope, not quite. He's gonna go into his GA. But it doesn't matter because nobody else is alive. And down will go the Camille. And supportal combat is happening here as he will actually survive. T1 takes down game number 3 and are now on match point as they survive through one of the biggest tests here in the playoffs.
And this is such an important moment for the winning team, in this case T1, able to win again. And you can see the desolation on the faces of the GenG team, because wow, considering how the game was, it is still entirely possible. The GenG bounce back in the next series. You gotta imagine the amount of effort it's going to take is going